I spent an absurd amount of hours making Stonehenge in Minecraft, and I made it unreasonably difficult. In its simplest form, Stonehenge is some rocks on some luscious green grass piled together and called the wonder of the world. I really wonder what they were thinking. While every wonder of the world has something captivating about it, Stonehenge seemed to boast curiosity in simplicity. But there was nothing simple about this build. So if you enjoy Minecraft builds, and don't mind a not-so-serious approach to it, then make sure to subscribe and like for more. Nevertheless, I had to start. I had to pick the right biome. Nope. No way. This looks promising. This isn't promising. Bad choices were made. Perfect. This is exactly what I needed for the start. So after taking a few moments to find the right location, I knew Stonehenge was located in a big open flat field. So I would make this area completely flat and green. This should be straightforward. I proceeded to map out my workspace. Don't ask me what the block count was, because if I had known beforehand, I'd have probably scrapped this project faster than you could cook up pizza rolls on a Saturday afternoon. Things were going perfectly. It was sunny, blocks were being laid efficiently, but as we all know, it's when things are going perfectly, when all of a sudden, they aren't. And it was at that moment, I ran into 3 obstacles. I had decided to work through the night when I ran into 3 critical issues. 1, every single rose would stop me in my tracks, and there were a lot of roses. 2, I had ate all the pizza rolls. And 3, I ran into the biggest, the meanest, the scariest mob Minecraft had to offer. And I named her Betsy. Yeah, Betsy's a cow, but she stole a part of your soul every time you 2 locked eyes. At least that's how I felt. Somehow, some way, Betsy made herself both important to the story and indisposable. And that was a tough choice for me, because at the end of the day, I knew I wanted to have some hamburgers. So I did what every Minecrafter does. Completely got off track of my current build, started a new one, and made Betsy a shrine. While that solved problem number 3 for the moment, I still had 2 more highly problematic problems. And one was stopping me dead in my tracks. No, really. I constantly would have all momentum stopped by a little red rose. So I decided to deal with it in the most logical way I could think of. Don't judge, it's efficient. Well, somehow Betsy survived that explosion. I feel it was a success getting rid of that 1 rose. Now Betsy has more space to stretch her calves, and I could continue on with the build of Stonehenge. Today was the day. Today would be the day I started placing the stones in the shape of a hedge. I needed to make Stonehenge, of course. My plan was to build Stonehenge as close to true size as possible. With Stonehenge being 13 feet high and 7 feet wide, I would have to stack blocks 4 high and 2 across. After hours of precisely placing blocks, I had finally got them down. I had finally placed them to the inch of where each block needed to be. Well, the inner circle anyways. That was the start. Everything was going pretty well, all roses and cows considered. The outer layer was getting complete, but I had to pause. Something just didn't feel right. I took a step back to ponder. That's it! I needed more green space. So another problem was in front of me. There needed to be more open green. I needed to surround Stonehenge. Back to square one. Digging out and leveling. Not to bore you with all the details, but I laid out a foundation to almost double the size of my original layout. Of course, this added time and a slight desire for some more pizza rolls. I had to come up with a plan to become more efficient. I was taking way too long. How could I clear space faster than digging? I went back to Old Faithful. What worked the first time was bound to work the second time. The big boom. Don't worry, no tradesmen were harmed during the making of Stonehenge. As the ground took shape, I realized I still hadn't furthered any progress in the completion of the stones. So in order to get back on track, I knew I would have to write out a to-do list. It's the only way I get stuff done. Number 1, cover the top of Betsy's shrine to complete the green field. Number 2, tunnel my way over to Betsy's entrance. I needed a way to visit her. I guess Betsy moved on. Number 3, finish the stone laying. Well, now that Betsy moved on, I would have to finish Stonehenge in her memory. And maybe that was the secret of Stonehenge. It was a burial ground. A memory remembering the memories. It was finishing time. Rocks were laid. Rocks were shuffled. Some were even built and then deleted. But you couldn't stop me. I was moving. I was grooving. I felt like I could go forever now. Progress was being made at the speed of light. It was all coming together. The project was almost finished. It was almost there. This would be the moment I would finish the Stonehenge project. Wait, is that it? Am I done? Have I done what needed to be done? Wait, is that Betsy? Is she seeing the final artwork? Is she seeing the final piece? Holy pizza rolls, I made that way more difficult than it needed to be. I guess it's time to go mess up with Chichen Itza next.